Does anybody remember this?
The Wall Street Journal says Elon Musk's drug use is worrying executives and board members at businesses he runs. The Journal cites witnesses saying Musk has used LSD, cocaine, ecstasy and psychedelic mushrooms, often at private parties. Musk said in August he had a prescription to use ketamine as an antidepressant. Musk didn't respond to requests for comment.
Shocking, I know. Well, this week, a former friend of America's least favorite immigrant, Sam Harris, had this to say about Elon. Quote, Sam Harris claims the billionaire is in the throes of a social media addiction, snorting ketamine and tweeting at all hours of the day and night. Harris also called out Musk's Twitter behavior, calling it palpably, visibly deranged. Before we get into this in more detail, this truly disturbing behavior, I'd like to take a second just to ask you please to like this video and also subscribe to our channel. It's free. Okay, so back to America's least favorite immigrant. First of all, I have some experience with ketamine personally, not because I ever used it as a recreational drug, because I've never done drugs, but because I learned a few years ago that ketamine is a powerful therapy for people with complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which I have. I wrote about it in my latest book, Who Could Ever Love You? And I was actually very hesitant to do the treatment because I don't like drugs and I didn't want to be high. But it turns out that the wildest side effect that I experienced was just disinhibition. And I started just sort of texting everybody I knew while I was taking the ketamine that I was really high, which is something I'd never really experienced before. And I also noticed a coat hook on the back of the door in the office where I was having my treatment that looked like a drunk octopus wanting to fight. So I texted everybody about that too, because I thought it was like the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. That was me losing my inhibition. This is what happens when Elon Musk loses his inhibitions. Check this out. So sometimes Elon is up all night posting absolutely weird memes. In one, a figure that appears to be Jesus Christ is struggling to remain chaste while standing next to a half-naked woman with the MSNBC logo plastered on her exposed ass. And Musk's comment was that he was trying to keep himself from being tempted. Now, we'd heard rumors that he was thinking about buying MSNBC and replacing Rachel Maddow with Joe Rogan. But in this meme, he literally sees himself as Jesus Christ. So I'm not really sure what kind of drugs he's taking, but I don't want to take them. It shouldn't surprise anyone that Twitter has become nothing but a frat house for trolls and fascists under Musk's so-called leadership, but his grip is clearly slipping. Since the election, Blue Sky, a social media rival, has gained 22 million new users looking for adults in the room. Why? In large part, I think because people are tired of the chaos brought to us by both Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Here's a prime example. Elon admitted just this week that Twitter is actively making it harder for people to read the news. Seriously, he confirmed that his platform, deprioritizes links, especially to news articles. Now, I don't know about you, but when I started on Twitter, it was one of the best aggregators of news in the business. Now, however, if you tweet an article, it gets buried. But if you tweet a vague comment and then drop the link in the replies, that apparently is okay. Tech investor Paul Graham called Musk out on this, pointing out that the change makes it harder for users to find information and follow the news. Elon's reply was, this stops lazy linking, which is not a thing. Here's the exchange between Elon and Paul Graham. Paul Graham writes that deprioritization of tweets with links in them is Twitter's biggest flaw. It bothers me more than all the new right-wing trolls. Trolls I'm used to, but what draws me to Twitter is to find out what's going on, and you can't do that without links. Musk replied, just write a description in the main post and put the link in the reply. This just stops lazy linking. Graham's reply, if I write a new essay and tweet a link to it, that's lazy linking. But if I tweet that I've written a new essay and then put the link in a reply, that's somehow better. It's all just absurd nonsense. And it's just, part of Musk's project to destroy what had been an extraordinarily effective public square in American life. He thinks sharing factual articles is lazy because he wants Twitter users to be ignorant. By stifling credible news and amplifying unverified posts, Musk has turned Twitter into a breeding ground for misinformation. Trolls thrive, facts get buried, and the people who criticize him, not mentioning any names, get silenced or banned, or they have their accounts muted. Musk has even gone so far as to label Twitter as the media. This is what Axios CEO had to say in response.
Elon Musk sits on Twitter every day, or X today, saying like, we are the media, you are the media. My message to Elon Musk is bullshit. You're not the media. You having a blue check mark, a Twitter handle, and 300 words of cleverness doesn't make you a reporter.
Well, it's also suggesting that a lot of people on Twitter are clever, and most really aren't. But yes, that's the right response, because facts or reality have never been Musk's forte. He's consistently spreading misinformation on Twitter, which is, I believe, one of the main reasons he bought it with a lot of Russian and Chinese money. Recently, as Musk launched his so-called Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, he recommended massive spending cuts. He's been amplifying some absolutely wild claims also about government research to bolster his plan to cut out huge swaths of government spending. He's highlighted posts about supposed waste, claiming that taxpayer dollars are funding research on quote unquote transgender monkeys. This is not a thing. The real danger here isn't the studies, it's the misinformation. These posts aren't about efficiency. They're about stirring outrage and undermining legitimate science, and I would also argue legitimate reporting. And it seems to be working, because as Musk battles it out and his social media empire, he's actually gaining real power in our government. So far, so-called government Office of Government Efficiency has vowed to slash federal spending by at least $2 trillion, with cuts to the Pentagon, the Department of Education, Planned Parenthood, the IRS, the Federal Trade Commission, the Department of Justice, and the Securities and Exchange Commission, and even PBS. PBS, that's the public broadcasting service. First of all, I really wish they would leave Big Bird alone. Most people in my generation would have had a much harder time learning how to read without shows like Sesame Street and The Electric Company. Secondly, the budget of PBS is tiny. It was less than $400 million in 2024. That's less than 1% of what Musk paid for Twitter, and it is a tiny drop in the budget of the United States. Remember, the last time Republicans tried an efficiency commission, they targeted things like Social Security and Medicare, absolutely vital social programs. Now they're putting somebody in charge of government efficiency who knows absolutely nothing about how governments are run and who can't control his late night posting. That actually sounds a lot like somebody else we know, but maybe that's the point. So what do we do? Well, we may not be able to stop Elon from posting on his own social media platform, but we can stop giving him an audience. If you follow him, please unfollow him, right? Also, I don't believe in ceding territory, so I'm staying on Twitter until such time as I think that is no longer wise. But on the other hand, I think we need to expand our horizons. So I'm over at Blue Sky now. You can follow my account there via the link in the description. And hopefully I'll see you where the skies are blue. Hey, everybody. In case you weren't aware, I am spectacularly bad at self-promotion. So here it goes. Please subscribe to our channel and like and share our videos. Your support means so much to all of us. Thank you.